think so, actually.
Oh, seven. He was the. If so, he was before me. So
I
he was
think
a
he,
senior when I was a junior.
yeah. I think he graduated '07. I think so.
Okay,
What's up?
we are live now.
Oh,
So we want to start from the top, right?
yes, sir.
Good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
What Rashid
Welcome to B.L.E.S.C in the City, Conversations with B.L.E.S.C. Good evening, good people. Good to see you this week. And come on, Mr. James. You're supposed to slide in. Like the 5 heartbeats. Anyway,
Is a house for love.
that's right, on cue, baby.
And I've learned.
Oh my gosh.
Well, anyway, good people, like I said, welcome again to a conversation of B.L.E.S.C with B.L.E.S.C, B.L.E.S.C in the City. Ms. Bermudez, can you start off by actually reading the disclaimer, please?
Let me take a sip of my water because I don't
Please.
want to be dry.
No, I don't want you to be dry, please. Please, get that together.
Peace and love, kings and queens. So as always, the conversations, comments, anything that you hear discussed this evening is explicitly the views and comments of the panelists that you see here. It does not in any way reflect Kearney Point Studios, nor its employees. Thank you. Back to you, Kali.
Well, thank you, Ms. Bermudez. That was a lot better. It's almost like you did it before. I swear, deja vu. Anywho, we want to start off by welcoming the good brother, Ra. Say hello to the good people.
Thank you, people. You're far too kind. I just wanted to say today's going to be a great show, an amazing show. We'll be talking about pretty much, everything, the ins and out when it comes to business and business formation. I'm very excited for this episode, extremely.
And we do have a guest today, Chelsey. Can you introduce yourself, please,
Yes.
to the good people of us?
My name is Chelsey Brunson. I am the owner of Morph Mentoring and Enosis, the Leadership Network.
Great, and welcome to the show, Chelsey. And that's all. Oh, I forgot. Erica's here. And we want to introduce Miss Erica Bermudez.
Thank you, Rashid, for the drum roll. Peace and love, kings and queens. Peace and love. And we still representing blickety Black History Month.
All right. Thank you.
Hold up, you cannot follow my happiness of Black History Month with that dry response.
I hear you.
You could be dry when you say my name. I will take that because
And
what
it
you
comes
do don't
full
affect me.
circle. It
But
comes
come
full
on now, we
circle.
talking about Black History Month, and you the blackest person sitting
Exactly, I
on
was
this panel.
about to say that.
So I'm
I
gonna
am-
need for you to be more
Child.
enthusiastic than that.
I am Black History.
Okay, good.
The Big Back Invasion. Kali the Great. Good evening, good people. And we're gonna start off with. Actually, we're gonna start off by saying happy birthday to the good brother Rod.
Yes,
Happy
blessed
birthday.
born day.
That's right. Oh,
Blessed
right.
Earth Strong.
Thank you.
Yes.
Another
yes, yes.
anniversary of life. Actually, it's your mother's birthday because she gave birth to you. I feel like mothers should be celebrated on the birthday. She gave birth to you. It is
That's
the
what's up.
anniversary.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
that's yeah.
Yeah, that's not her
Your
day, though.
life.
Word.
Yeah, that's not her day, though.
That's it. Yeah. Uh-huh.
I respect where
Right.
you're coming from, but yeah, no.
Enjoy your day. Enjoy your day.
I'm gonna take this one by myself.
Right, brother. Happy birthday.
I
And we're
definitely
gonna start
do
off with
appreciate it.
hitting the block with Miss Bermudez.
Yes. So this week for Hitting the Block, I would like to announce that the Greater Neighborhood Alliance is having their 5th annual HBCU College Tour. They'll be visiting Lincoln University and Delaware State University. And as I did mention this before, but we had some technical difficulties, but I just want to shout out my godmother. She is a graduate of Del State, and she will be celebrating her 40th year graduating Del State. So I just want to shout her out, Miss Cameron Hill, Neptune, New Jersey. I just want to shout her out because I think that's an awesome accomplishment. I'm not done, so before you start talking. For more information about the college tours that the Greater Neighborhood Alliance is having, please contact Tina Jones, GNA at gmail.com. Once again, that email is Tina Jones, GNA at gmail.com. Also, the Frederick Douglass Juneteenth celebration is accepting applications for their first Miss New Jersey Juneteenth scholarship pageant. That is for young ladies aged 15 through 18. For more info, please email missnjjuneteenth at gmail.com. And lastly, I'm not sure if those of you who are familiar with it, but the second floor of the Greenville Public Library has an Afro-American Historical Society museum. With it being Black History Month, I think you guys should take the kids there. It is located at 1841 Kennedy Boulevard in Jersey City, New Jersey. Once again, that is the second floor of the Greenville Public Library. For more info, please call 201-547-5262. And also, tomorrow, I'm sorry, there's one more thing. I'm sorry, I know I said lastly, but one more thing, and this is it, I really mean it this time. Tomorrow, we are back at the commissioners' meeting at 567 Pavonia Avenue. We're supporting Officer Smith, the community relations officer. We will continue to support him. We will continue to make our voices heard. At the last meeting, okay, Commissioner Romano had said to me to stop coming.
Wow.
He said, you don't need to come. You know, it's no reason for you to come. But it is a public forum. It is a space for the public, for the community to voice their concerns. So we're going to continue to go every commissioner's meeting to support Officer Smith. And you see Kali is wearing the shirt right now.
Right. Team Anthony Smith.
They took that man
B.L.E.S.C.
out of the community and doing his duty as a community relations officer. And you know, the kids need him. We definitely need him back in that capacity.
That's right. That's right. Good job, B.L.E.S.C. Good brother Ra, anything for hitting the block?
Yeah, so definitely we're gonna circle back to a lot of the amazing things that are going on right now with the Greater Neighborhood Alliance, GNA, and their block association are actually encouraging other, neighborhood associations, members, community leaders to create block associations as well. Now, I spoke with the CEO and founder of that organization, Sandra Lovely, and she's very passionate about bringing home or corralling that village that has been so often missing in our communities for so long, whether it's due to systemic issues or due to the drug epidemic. So they're looking to push these initiatives. So on April 10th, 2023, on Wednesday, between the hours of 6 p.m. and 7:45 at the Marianne Bethune Center, Mary Bethune Center, I do apologize for that. Yeah, they'll be having their roundtable discussion. We'll be talking about how people can actually join them, and if you can't make it to that, then you can always make it to one of their virtual block association workshops. And that's just a workshop dedicated, to teaching people pretty much the value of creating a block association and all the benefits that come with that as well, whether you're looking for grants and things of that nature as well. And that will be taking place on the 8th of May, 2023. And if you're looking for a Zoom link, one will be added into the discussion portion of this live presentation. They'll also be hosting a chat and chew. This is a block association leadership chat and chew. This is pretty much a networking event for people, for community leaders. You're going to find a lot of people, in our community that are outstanding, community-based, people, and people are looking to encourage and push, some of the initiatives that we're all sharing in and pushing in our community. That's going to be on the 13th of March. All right, so make sure that you get out there. Sandra Lovely herself, she will be the moderator of that that particular event. And yeah, it's just a lot of things going on. They have networking events going on in June. Definitely, stand out, wait for that update. And we also have an Easter egg hunt. Now, this is their third annual, if I'm not mistaken, but they have Easter egg hunts, and they, real big part of, like getting the kids out, having them play with each other. Like I know last time we had my business partner, John Robinson, in a gaming truck. Mm-hmm. He was out there and kids got a chance to get candy, eggs, and things like that. And they're not just doing it in one place. So they're going to be doing this at Arlington Park, Bayside Park. They're going to be doing it at Columbia Park and at the Mary Bethune Park. the concrete park across the street from the Bethune Center, which made no sense. But yeah, sorry for the shot, but so definitely if you get a chance, stop on by. That's going to take place on the April 1st, April Fool's Day. And that's going to be between the hours of 12 to 3. Now, we all know how these Easter egg hunts go. You know, B.L.E.S.C does theirs as well.
Right.
If you ain't there in the first 45 minutes, so, you
Good
know,
hunting.
just it's a lot of great work. And I just wanted to shout out to GNA for all the great work that they're doing in our
Beautiful.
community.
Yeah,
And
that's
definitely,
awesome.
man, let's continue to support GNA.
Absolutely.
It really takes a village. And I'm going to say this to you guys. I mean, time after time, we always complain about, people not doing enough for us. But in essence, in order for us to do anything, we have to start with ourselves first. So being a part of a block association is imperative. You should not be in any community or live on any block or be a resident in any block without being a part of your block association. And if your block doesn't have one, you need to start
Create
one.
one.
I mean, and it's simple. It's not as difficult as it is and that people believe it is. And you have a great partner like GNA that's willing to assist you on how to begin. So we complain about things, but we have the resources and the people that's willing to pitch in and help you, and as well with B.L.E.S.C. I mean, contact us. I mean, we'll definitely put you in the right direction, but it's definitely important. We need to be out there. Not only that, man, when your children need to see you in your home participating in something else besides Facebook and Instagram, right? Get out there. Motivate them. We want to complain about our kids just sitting and play video games, but what are we doing? We're playing the same games, right? So let's get out there. Let's be supportive. Let's continue to support these, grassroots organizations that's out there. They always need helping hands and donations. Please, guys, support them. All right, let's get it together, man. All right, let's get it together. And with that, I appreciate you, good brother Rob. Thank you for the informative hitting the block. Erica, you did a decent job as well. But anyway, we want to actually go right into our special guest today.
Yes.
Ms. Chelsey Brunson. Let's clap it up, B.L.E.S.C family. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. So I'll start off by saying, Chelsey, can you tell the good people of B.L.E.S.C exactly what you do?
Sure. Well, first I gotta say thank you. Thank you for having me. I'm very humbled. I really appreciate the opportunity to be on, but it really does mean a lot to me. So thank you very much.
Oh,
Yeah,
thank you for coming.
That goes
You're
without
very
saying.
welcome.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure to have you here.
Yep.
Thank you.
Well, Erica didn't want you to come on it because she's seen your complexion and she was like, wait, there's only room for one light skin. But
Don't put that energy out there.
Anyway, but go ahead. We
It's
go.
never like that. It's never like
Excuse me.
that.
No, I'm sorry. But go ahead.
Don't put that energy out there. Men are always trying to pin women against each other.
Again.
Always like,
The
don't do that.
generalizations. I just sit here quietly. You just like,
But
anyway,
that's the
Ms.
problem.
Brunson.
You quiet. You ain't
Oh,
even say nothing to
before I was
combat what he
clapping for
said.
you,
Excuse me.
You
hello.
could have been like, "That's not cool,
Hold on.
Kylie."
Excuse me. Hello. I mean, Miss Brunson. I mean, you're here, and we're glad that you're here, regardless of who didn't want you here, but you're here, and we want you to be able to communicate to the people.
Please don't
what
put that
you do.
energy
I
out
don't
there.
believe that.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
continue.
Thank you.
I don't believe
Continue,
that
Ms.
at all.
Bronson.
At all. She's been a pleasure since I walked in.
Really?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think this is home.
go ahead, Ms. Bronson.
Okay, so I'm the owner of Morph Mentoring. Morph Mentoring is an organizational development firm. So what does that mean? An organization could be a business, it could be a for-profit, a nonprofit, it can be a coalition, it can be an organization is generally a group of people that came together in a professional manner that has a formation to it. So, but we focus on businesses, and that can be a nonprofit, like I said, a for-profit, so proprietorship, whatever the case may be, we focus on that. We have a few artists here and there that come to us for some things. So we primarily have 3 service areas. It's business development, which is basically like your compliance paperwork, your registrations, your licensing, things of that nature. Our second area is strategic planning. So a lot of times people, they'll have a business, they'll just go straight in and they'll plan it out, and then the business flops within the first 3 years because you didn't execute a plan. So we help you strategically plan, hold you accountable, that's the mentoring pieces, and make sure that you follow through with what you need to do as a business owner or entrepreneur. And then number 3 is my favorite. It's the financial innovations. So financial innovations consist of, I'll keep it brief, accounting. So your payroll, your accounting, your bookkeeping, that's part of it, your financial projections, financial analysis. And then we have grant writing. So if you're a for-profit, a nonprofit, whatever grants are out there, generally for businesses and organizations, not personal grants. And then we do government contracting.
Oh, wow.
So we make sure that our clients are getting the best bids. We're helping them write their proposals. We do their proposals. We help them with all of that. Making sure they have all their paperwork, their certifications to be a minority-owned business, everything. I just love it. I love it.
Wow, man.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
That's
for real,
that's
man.
really
I mean,
awesome.
crazy. That's a jewel in our community, people.
Yes.
That's a jewel. And good brother Rod, you have any questions for Ms. Brunson?
So yeah, I mean, not so much questions. I just really wanted to thank her for being here. Chelsey and I have been working together for some time, and I'm a huge fan. So like, as soon as yeah, I saw like she and I started to communicate. It was just like, yo, you got to come on the show because we talk about equity in the community often, and we need to start taking advantage of some of the resources that are available. But I remember as an early entrepreneur some time ago, like jumping off that ledge and not having parachute and hitting those rocks, and mainly because I was the person who had to figure out how to do this. So I was my own grant writer. I was my own, like the person who registered my business. And I had so many hats that I had to put on, and realizing that just wasn't, that's not what I wanted to do. I started my business to do, what I went to business,
exactly to
for.
do.
Right.
So it's just good to have those resources and people available that can support you along that journey, because where we're not always strong, there's other people there to support us.
Right.
And she's a resource for things like that. So.
Beautiful, man, and that's great. Any questions
Yes.
for the young lady?
I have many of questions.
Mm-hmm.
And I knew you were going to do that because you and I had a conversation
we
at the end
did.
of the last
Yeah.
show, and I'm like, Rashid, I don't know what to do. So my first
Told you I
question
got you.
is, yes, thank you so much.
you I got you.
My first question is, what made you want to embark on this endeavor, starting your business, helping businesses?
Okay, that's a good question. So I was a substitute teacher in Jersey City when I was in college. So, and I did bartending too. I had to do what I had to do. I just had a daughter. But when I had my daughter, she went to daycare, right? And the daycare, I was about to become a leave replacement teacher. I was getting ready to do be a school counselor and all these different things in the schools, in the public schools for Jersey City. PS15, I love that school.
Girl,
That's our
that's where I
school.
started
This is-
out
that's
at.
right.
Okay,
That's
do
our-
tell. See, I
right.
told
Yeah,
you
I
we
love
were
PS.
sisters. I told you we were
Excuse me.
sisters.
I
Excuse
love
me,
it.
live show. Continue. Go ahead, Chelsey.
All right, so I'm literally taking my daughter to a daycare in Newark every single day because I was comfortable with the child care center. The woman there, I love her to this day. She asked me to write a grant for her. And the very first grant I wrote for them, they got over $40,000.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
So once I wrote that grant, I was like, okay. But soon after, my little brother passed away. So when
sorry
my
to
little,
hear that.
it's okay. We work it through it every year. But as soon as he passed away, I just left everything in Jersey City besides school. That was it. So I went back down to the shore where I'm from. And once I got down there, my mom and dad had a nonprofit that wasn't doing anything. So my dad owns a boxing gym. My mom they own over 14 companies. So the nonprofit wasn't doing anything at the time. And my mom and dad were like, we're not doing nothing. You need to do something with this. You need to make up programs, get these kids involved in this community, because in our area, especially next door, Asbury Park, they call it like the baby Newark, but it's no comparison. But it is the baby Newark, supposedly, right? So my mom's like, you got to do something. And so they're pushing me. And so I started to do programs for them and writing grants for them. And things just started to like pick up with that nonprofit.
Wow.
So then once I kind of like got that flowing, my parents then said, hey, we want you to take on other endeavors. Can you do this? Can you do that? So I started to just do little things here and there. But when it was still slow, my parents were like my only client in the beginning.
Right.
And literally, as soon as COVID hit, everybody.
Wow. Everybody wanted, yeah, because nobody was working. So everybody wanted to
Everybody.
create, wow.
They wanted
okay.
businesses. Their businesses were failing. They needed help. And it was like a shift happened in me because I was in college. I mean, I was in my doctoral program. I'm still in it. I'm about to graduate. But this one class was called Organizational Behaviors. And I literally fell in love because it showed me the behind the scenes of an organization.
Right.
And so I said I needed to get out there and push this to all other
Yeah.
businesses that possibly are assigned to me. Not everybody's assigned to me, but whoever navigates towards me, I need to get this education to them too.
Right.
And so that's pretty much how it all really started.
Beautiful.
So it started with your parents kind of putting the battery of your back, but even more so than that, you're kind of a legacy. Because your parents,
Right.
you said they had over 14 businesses. So it's in your DNA.
It's in our DNA.
But COVID is what really
Triggered.
put your business on a pedestal. It just really took it there. Why do you think so many people, I'm not talking about the people whose businesses failed, but why do you think so many people, especially black women, I felt like it was like so many black women that started businesses during the pandemic. Do you have any insight as to why that was, or why do you think so many people gravitated to entrepreneurship?
Okay, so I want to go back to when you said it's in our DNA. It's literally in everybody's DNA.
Facts.
Yeah.
Because we literally, and I believe in God, so I'm very spiritual, I'm very all about God. So we literally have dominion. So what does that mean? We have ownership of the earth. We have authority over the earth. And so, I could go a million places with this right now, but I'm going to try to keep it simple so I could get to what you're saying. But when you realize that you have that authority over whatever you're meant to do, now you're discovering purpose.
Right.
Without discovering purpose, you're literally just
Mundane.
Just to be, right.
You're just
Just be.
existing,
Right,
literally.
right.
When you're not on your path to purpose, you're literally just existing, like I said. But so many people during COVID got shaken up.
Yeah.
Now you're quiet. Now you're home alone. Now you're stagnant. Now you have all this room to think.
It's a paradigm shift. Definitely.
It definitely was. And also, one thing I tell people, what COVID actually did was allowed a lot of people to realize that one life is short. So why live it under the conditions of satisfying everyone else,
He's being
opposed
nice.
to satisfying yourself?
That's not my take.
And then two, also, it was like a lot of people started to put more value on family, than just again punching the clock. They started choosing family over work, which was imperative. And then it for me, I've seen a lot of people transform because of that. I mean, there's a few other things, but for me, and I'm happy to see that people are choosing their family in life outside of what they do, because you're not meant to just go to work and punch a clock.
Well, I don't think that anyone technically is, and I think anybody who is an entrepreneur is going to say that I'm grateful for it. Now, don't get me wrong, this is a very, very hard, Like
Right.
you're treading very difficult waters in this because, like even today I was talking about, shout out to HIPAA Checkup and the greatest failure of my life. It was my first business and it went horribly. My credit
Right.
suffered, my bank account suffered, and all those other things. That's just the shocking part of it. And people have to understand that a lot of people take jobs because we're conditioned to do so.
Right.
You go to school for 8 hours, a day. The majority of your childhood, and you just basically just follow on those paths until something breaks. With COVID, what I noticed, and I have a marketing agency as well, that people did want to do more because in a lot of instances, people have been scared to actually go out there and become entrepreneurs because they didn't have the financial backing.
Right.
But with COVID and everything stopped, and then the government was providing financial stability to everyone
Right.
who was forced not to work,
Right.
then they had to look at different options and say, you know what, this would be a perfect time to jump out there and actually, go after that dream,
Right.
write that book, do this thing,
Right.
Right.
do those things that they were, made so many excuses, and when you don't have them available to
Right.
you anymore, you're left with your own devices to actually move forward.
Right.
And I think entrepreneurship blossomed during that time mainly
Right.
because of it.
And Chelsea, so let's just say I wake up in the morning and I say, I want to sell socks, right? And I come to you with this idea. Now, has there ever been someone who came to you with what was a ridiculously idea whatsoever for a business, and you was able to guide them to a different direction? And how would that conversation start?
Okay. So, basically, yes, people have come to me with some out of the box ideas, but what I have to do is kind of put them on the right path to say, did you research on what you want to do?
Right.
And if you did not, I will literally help you. My team and I will help you research to make sure that this industry is something that is still happening.
Great.
That it's still
Lucrative.
trending. If it's, exactly. If it phased out, you need to figure out how to morph it
Right.
so that you're in the way that it's moving or transforming. So, literally, I have one person that came to me about an idea for churches, right? And so I said,
Church is chicken?
no, like
Oh, I'm
churches,
sorry.
like, really,
I'm
like
sorry. I'm
churches.
sorry.
You know ain't no church is chicken up here.
That's why I thought she
That's-
was
she was
saying
like, we
churches.
tryna
I thought
bring
I was about to
churches
say
back,
they bringing
y'all.
churches.
No churches
I'm
up
sorry.
here.
So they wanted to supply some things to churches, and so basically, it's a wonderful idea because
Right.
churches still need some things. However, how are you going to get it to the churches and beat your competitors like Amazon, like what is it, Barnes and Nobles? How are we gonna beat them? How will you stand out differently?
Right.
And so you have to get people to think beyond just their initial idea, and they, like Ross said, jumping in.
Yep.
You have to get them to say, wait, hold on, don't jump off that cliff yet.
Right.
Did you do all the research
Right.
first?
So that's the planning aspect of it. You have to
Right.
make sure that the
Strategic,
plan,
yeah.
strategic planning. That
Right.
makes sense.
You got another question, Erica, before I ask mine?
I do. I
go ahead.
just want to ask, basically in line with what you just responded to. You have somebody with an idea, right? How do you help them with that planning process? Like they have the idea, but they don't know how to navigate
Right.
to get to what it is that they want to do.
So their ideas are like this.
All over the place.
They're everywhere. We literally have, and it is not always cookie cutter for everybody, but I literally bring them in and say, pour it out to me. Pour it out to me. What is it? Every little thing you got, just pour it out. If you have stuff written, like you know how we just write random,
things down,
I don't care if it's sticky notes. Take pictures, send it to me. Send me everything. Come into the office, talk to me. Let me hear your horror stories. Because remember, we don't get people that just start businesses. We get businesses that need to be fixed. Those are my
Revitalized.
favorites.
Wow.
You know, I gotta say they probably both my favorites. They twinning, but at the same time, like those people that we have to help fix their companies, you know, their stuff is all over the place. But as an entrepreneur, if you don't know the back end of things, that back office, that hub work, that organizational development parts, you're gonna be all over the place. So we literally bring everything together. You tell me everything, I organize it for you. And then once it's organized, I say, okay, let's start here. Or I'll give you a couple places where we can actually start.
Right.
And then kind of map it out from there.
So I do have another question. What if someone comes to you, or somebody who's already has a business or is starting a new business, but they have multiple ideas? Like they say, listen, I want to do this, but I also want to do this and that. Can they do multiple things at one time, like start multiple businesses at one time?
So yes, you can.
Okay.
It just depends. So it's all about.
I was
like-
gonna say no.
So
I asked that question because
right.
they say usually
You can.
businesses
She's-
fail
yes.
within the first year. So how do you navigate somebody
Oh, that's
through?
just the wrong mindset to start with
Okay.
from the very beginning. To be 100% honest, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm sorry.
You can start more than one at the same time. Is it highly recommended? No.
Okay.
If you have a million things you want to do, perhaps maybe half of them can be services under that one business.
Gotcha.
It might not be necessary to open a second business right away.
Gotcha.
It might just be necessary to do a DBA, do business as. You understand what I'm saying? But it's still all the same organization.
Gotcha.
So it's really about that planning and that strategizing. And honestly, when you don't have a guide or a mentor, it's tough because you literally will open 3 to 14 businesses.
Right.
And then realize years down the line, wait a minute, I need to dissolve some of these.
Right.
Because as soon as the business open, you on the IRS radar.
Ah.
So they're like, hold up. Now you want to
doing?
apply
Because they
for
want their
something?
Right.
money.
What you doing?
They want their
Right.
money.
What's
They
going
want-
on over there? I want to say that I definitely appreciate your enthusiasm. It looked like you love what you do.
I really do.
So
I
that's
see that.
that's a great thing. Like when somebody's passionate about what they do,
Yeah.
it's gonna breed success. So I definitely welcome. Thank you for coming on. Please tell the people where they can find you, how they can get in contact with you and your business, please.
Okay, so our website is www.morphmentoring.com. I am Chelsey Brunson on Instagram. We have Instagram as well. It's Morph Mentoring. Facebook is Morph Mentoring. Morph is MORP as in Paul, H as in Henry.
LLC.
Yes.
Okay, continue, Chelsey.
Oh, that's it. Go ahead.
Okay. My second question is this. So now I have a business that, let's just say, first year on, did great during COVID. I'm assuming that now that things are opening, some businesses are suffering. Do you find that to be?
Well, before she answers that question, I think that it would probably be best for her to get you on a retainer because I think you're going to benefit from this. Oh, no, I'm sorry. That's free game?
For me?
It's free game. No, I apologize. I
Me.
apologize.
No, I'm not
Wait, hold
asking.
up. She
I'm
about
not
to give
asking
out
for
too
me.
much
I'm actually asking for a friend.
The
Okay.
winks,
I'm
Asking for a friend, not I. But let's just say if that was the case, bro, what suggestions or from the beginning besides signing up for your program, what would be the guide that you would start off with basically trying to get somebody to revitalize their business with the climate being what it is?
So that's why we created the term funding innovations or financial innovations because you need those innovations. All businesses right now need something to innovate when that lull is going on. So first of all, I want to go to something you did say. You said that people are turning towards family over work. But when you tend to have a purpose, family will fall in line with your purpose.
Right.
So a lot of times, and not everybody's meant to own a business, but what if you're meant to support a business? You understand what I'm
That's
saying?
key.
Like, what if you're
Good.
meant to support them either as a client, a customer, or as staff? My staff is my most important people in my life,
Right.
like besides my family. You know what I mean? My staff are so important because they carry me. They're my muscles.
Right.
So what if you were supposed to work for somebody and because of COVID, people don't want to work?
Right.
So now a lot of businesses are suffering because there's a lack of employees and employment. Like they're saying, oh, the people just have a different shift in their mindset. I don't want to work as hard as I used to.
Right. Right.
So now
Traditionally,
people
right.
are slacking off with being that A+ employee. Now the flip side to that is that organizations have corruption. So now when they're corrupt, you won't get employees.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So the pairing process is very challenging at times. So that's one of the things that's going on. Number two is those financial innovations, like I said, which is like, okay, so now the clientele slowed down because everybody's suffering
Right.
from inflation.
Yes.
Which I just want to take a
Yes.
minute and encourage everybody, do not feel like you're alone, number
Right.
one. And number two, there is stuff out there that can support you. So no matter what, don't feel like you're crushing under inflation.
That's right,
Be
guys.
encouraged.
If you need help, contact Chelsey Brunson.
Chelsey.
That's what I said. she will definitely
I
come to the
have
rescue.
Another question. We talked a lot about businesses, entrepreneurship, but you also mentioned nonprofit.
Okay.
So when somebody comes to you saying that they want to start a nonprofit, but they also want to start a business
Okay.
at the same, a for-profit business, can you do that simultaneously, or is that also not recommended?
I see you like your things in twos, but go ahead.
Yeah.
What?
What? What?
Pause.
What is the process of navigating through the nonprofit process? Because you also talked about grant writing, right? And grant writing can go hand in hand with nonprofit businesses, nonprofit organizations. So how does that look?
Okay, so let me first address the first question that you said. Can you open both at the same time? Yes, 100%. I believe you should have both if you are built to have both.
Right.
If you're not built to have both, then don't do it. A nonprofit takes a level of accountability and responsibility. You cannot spend the money like you want to.
Gotcha.
You can't do what you want to do. You need to report. You need to have accountability. You need to let them know, Department of Consumer Affairs, the IRS, the state, everybody needs to be
Grantees,
notified. Yes.
grantors.
Yes, 100%. Those funders that give you, you need to report accurately.
Everything. Okay, gotcha.
So not everybody's built to have a nonprofit. There's rules and regulations to it. But should there be twins? Yes. So I'm happy you said that because Morph is my for-profit. Enosis, the Leadership Network, is my nonprofit. So now I'm able to, what? Wait.
No, I just wanted to interject that no one owns a nonprofit as well, by the way.
Yes.
You don't own a nonprofit.
Okay,
So
got
just
you.
to let you know that
You're the
you don't
founder.
own. You're the founder.
Got you.
You know, you can give yourself the title
So the
of
verbiage is
EDC.
important.
That's exactly what she was alluding to. It's just like there's so much accountability because technically nonprofit organizations aren't owned. It's not a person.
Founded.
They're founded. Yep.
Okay, gotcha.
And there's a board. So he was trying to explain like those officials and everything. So you were saying like what's the process of starting it or what's
Yes. What's the process of starting a nonprofit? Like, let's say you have an idea. You were in education for a long time, and I'm in
Consultation
education as well. What'd you say?
Consultation fee. She asked you for game right now. You,
I know.
Giving out the secret sauce.
Listen,
I
you can
noticed
already
that.
count me as one of your new clients because it's a match made in heaven, okay? But you said that you were in education, and it's funny that you said you started subbing at 15. I also started subbing at 15.
Did
I was
you now?
Please. I was at 15 for many years. I just recently became a contracted employee, but I was a sub for many years. And within the school system, you see that a lot of things are lacking. So if you want to start a nonprofit after school program, if you will, how do you navigate through that process?
So first you need to do all your formations. So your formations consist of you picking your board members. Remember, your board members need to be chosen wisely because they're going to have a level of accountability, and they're also going to have to be real with you and accountable to you and with you. You have to be accountable, vice versa.
Right.
So everybody needs to be in alignment. You're creating your own pretty much rules and regulations, like your own government in your nonprofit. So you will form your nonprofit with a series of paperwork that you have to submit to the state that you're opening it and the government, the federal government, and then from there you create what are called bylaws. So these bylaws are your rules and regulations. Like I said, they're on file. You have to abide by them. This is now your laws.
Okay.
And so then after you create your bylaws and everything like that, you start to host your meetings. You have to form how you want to do everything. It's a whole
Gotcha.
process. So I can't really sum up a nonprofit and just
I mean, but you gave a lot of gems by saying that. The first thing I heard was you have to have a board, and I didn't know that. I didn't know that. So you have to, and then it's important who you select because you can't work with everybody. So you might not be able to sum everything up, but you gave key pointers that people need to know. So for all of those people who are trying to start nonprofits, make sure you working with people that you know and trust because you have to be accountable for each other.
100%.
Good job. I want to ask you a question. Everybody's going LLC crazy right now,
Oh, okay.
right? Everybody's LLC crazy right now. Now, going and take an opportunity to do these things for yourself, and I wouldn't call it jumping out the window. Well, let's just say doing something along those lines. What's the difference of going out there yourself and doing it, and having Morph
Okay.
assist you? How important is that?
That's very important.
Go ahead. Chelsey.
So basically, not even just Morph, just someone who knows how to actually do it. So your
gonna
accountant,
say Morph.
your CPA, your CPAs, they should know how to form your companies. But a lot of times CPAs, accountants, they don't want to, lawyers, but they don't want to do that. So, and why? Because they're focused on tax season, they're focused on bookkeeping, they're focused on whatever legal things they have to do as a lawyer. So they don't want to do that. However, they should know how to do it, first of all, and then what type of business you should open, what kind of formation. Should it be an LLC? Should it be an S Corp? Should it be a C Corp? Should it be a sole proprietorship? What should it be?
You just spoke Japanese. I don't know.
I know.
This
Well,
is
none of
they're
We just were having this
very-
conversation. I'm
they're
like, he said that
very
S Corp,
important. Yeah, and
LLC.
And
I'm
if you
like,
need-
what?
And if you
Very
need
important to
any more
understand.
information, please, Chelsey, give me your contact information, please.
www.morphmentoring.com.
We're
That's
not
right. All
speaking
these
enough
things can
about
be
your
explained.
nonprofit, though. Could you give us a little bit more information about your because we want to put that out there as well. So could you talk a little bit more about your nonprofit?
Okay. So my nonprofit is Enosis, the Leadership Network. Enosis means unification.
Yes.
So unification. Our tagline is think mission, not competition. So we're all about leadership, giving their secrets, the how-to others who want to become leaders in those industries or who already are leaders in those industries.
How can I sign Erica up for that? I mean, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Don't worry, you're already a leader. Oh, 100%.
Thank you, Queen. I received that.
100%.
I received that.
But yeah, so Enosis is the leadership network. So we do a lot. It's all about networking, coming together, and giving out the how-tos. And we're having our first annual conference in July. So I'm really, really excited.
July 1.
7th and 8th.
Oh, praise God.
Yeah.
I'm going to be here.
Yes.
Ooh, I'm
It's
there.
gonna be
I'm
an
so
amazing event, by
excited.
the way. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm excited. Where is it? Where is that going to be
The
held?
Hilton, East Brunswick.
Okay.
Right now. And listen, stay tuned, guys. We'll have further information on that.
Yes.
Please, Chelsey, let us know so we can share and link everything together again. I mean,
It'll definitely be on Hitting the Block. as the
Yes,
time comes.
absolutely.
We definitely promote that.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely. Anything else, Erica? Can you ask a question that's not pertaining to yourself and maybe the other viewers would like
I
to
haven't
hear?
asked any questions
Oh, it was
pertaining
for-
to
oh,
myself
it's for a
because
friend.
I am
Okay,
going
gotcha.
I think she
to.
should, but definitely,
yeah.
maybe.
Yeah, I am going
definitely
to
should.
definitely get your. If you have a business card, if not, I'm going to store you in my phone because well, we'll talk about
But
that
you
later.
don't only have to do that.
Yeah.
Chelsey, can you tell them again where they can find you, please?
But she's right here, so I can.
Right, but hold on. It's
Okay.
not about you. You're one of those.
Oh my
Go
God,
ahead.
it is about you.
Go ahead, Chelsey. Let the good people bless know.
Morph Mentoring on Instagram and Facebook and morphmentoring.com.
Beautiful. And again, listen, there's an entrepreneur in all of us,
Yep.
right? And going to Morph Mentorship, you'll be able to discover what you can do and what you should do, right?
Yes.
And that's the whole reason why we have you here. One thing I like to talk about or ask, right? For some of our young people who may be currently entrepreneurs, but maybe not in such a positive light at this moment, but they have abilities to do so, right? How would they be able to? Well, have you been able to meet some people like that and actually have a success story?
Yes.
Beautiful.
Yes, it's a couple people like that actually, and then people come to you all the time and say, I don't want to do that no more,
Right.
and I want to get into, really doing something. So first of all, don't lose that hustle.
Right.
Don't lose that motivation. Don't lose
Right.
that hustle. That is something that was built in you.
That's right.
And it's not built in everybody, but
Right.
everybody can learn how to have it if they
Right.
choose to learn how to have it. But just taking that same motivation, that same burning desire within you, and then placing it on purpose, it can shift you. So basically, like, for example, one of the guys I grew up with, my mom and dad actually they call him their son, but he came like after I went away to college. And so I love him so much. His name is Isaac Grace. And so his story is amazing, like his childhood story and everything, and how he used to have to hustle, but then he got into real estate.
Right.
And now he is a multi-millionaire.
Beautiful.
So
Beautiful.
yes, these stories are very real. This
So he
kid
didn't
had it
change the
hard.
hustle. He just changed what he was hustling.
Exactly.
I love it.
Yeah, and people, that's why I asked that question, because again, we have so many, stars out there that don't know that they can shine, and they're overlooked, especially within our community.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So definitely, I love your workshop on that level, but maybe, with B.L.E.S.C, we can get you to come and, do a workshop for some of our locals who have those capabilities, right? But just need to be redirected in that area. And I
Tapping
think
into the
that-
network is probably, like the whole purpose of why
Right.
we actually do the whole
Right.
B.L.E.S.C in the city thing. That's
Right.
why we kick it off with hitting the block and
Right.
those things. So, adding great resources, and we talk about utilizing resources on a
Right.
regular basis. And to your point, Kali, I wanted to also state that if you are a person who got a record, you know what I mean, life didn't hand you the best, you know what I mean,
Right.
entrepreneurship is your
Is
thing.
the way to go.
You don't
That's
have to
right.
worry about a degree. You don't have to worry about,
Right.
filling out anyone's application and
Right.
reporting any of your, like the mistakes that got you to the point where you want to be an entrepreneur.
all the excuses and crutches that we
entrepreneurship.
use.
Yeah, entrepreneurship is your pathway forward. And you're like,
Right.
man, what else am I going to do out there?
Right.
Oh, you're going to apply the same skill set
Right.
with a different product
Right.
or
Exactly.
different service.
Absolutely.
So
Right.
it is what it is.
And shout out to my brothers and sisters who overcame things like that and was able to be successful, man. I have a number of them in my family, man, and I love them. And listen, there's opportunity out there for everyone. This is your season to take advantage of it, and we're thankful to have Chelsey on to share some of that. We appreciate you, and I definitely applaud you for everything you're doing.
Thank you.
And I'm pretty sure that everyone that's watching the show tonight is gonna definitely reach out to you because and some people even at this desk probably will contact you soon. But anyway, it's great to have people. It's great to have guests that come on that's passionate and love what they do, and this truly seems to be your purpose. And I thank you and I applaud you, and I wish nothing but the best for you. In your endeavors.
And we'll definitely look forward to maybe, bringing her back on around the time
Yes.
of the conference, and she can
Yes.
definitely promote it because it would be.
I want you to come
great-
back on next month for Women's
Yes.
History Month. I like to put
Oh,
together an
that's-
all-women's panel, and I would love to invite you to come on as one of the panelists.
Absolutely.
From a business aspect, I
Yes.
think, there's no one that I know or trust more than I trust.
I love your
Chelsey. She's
energy. I
extremely
love
sharp,
how
yeah.
passionately you speak about your business, but
Yep.
even more importantly, I love how you spoke about the businesses that you help.
Right.
You know how you even spoke about your staff and how. So I
She
just
wants
love
you to
your
be
energy.
that passionate about her future endeavors.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm stroking your ego right now.
Yes,
Yes.
There's nothing wrong with that. Go ahead. No, you're doing absolutely right.
And no, because it's great to have, like I said, guests with your spirit and to actually see the work that you're doing. And that's one of the reasons, like Ross said, we do the show
Yes.
because we want everybody out there. Please, if you want to come on the show, please go to Conversation with Bless, Gmail. What is it? What is this thing?
Jock.com.
Gmail.com. Okay,
Yes.
yeah.
Conversations
Yeah,
with
there you
Bless at gmail.com.
That's my PR person. Right
She's
there.
really great at it.
Is she? Okay.
Thank you.
Well, she drank a lot of water today. I told her to drink water. Anyway, but it's great. One thing I do before we conclude, because I don't know how many minutes we got left since we had to start all over again.
We got about 8 minutes left.
8 minutes. Okay,
Yes.
good. Well, Chelsey.
Can we not forget that it's my birthday and there's like a
It's
bunch of
his
things I want to do
birthday.
right
And
now.
okay, well, listen.
No, go ahead. I'll give you guys 8. I'll give you 8 of my minutes.
No, I'm gonna give you.
Set the timer.
I'm gonna give you.
Siri, set
2
the
minutes-
timer for
2
8
minutes
minutes.
for you, Chelsey, to close and say any last words.
Okay. First, I gotta say, you guys are saying like you're so great, right? Thank you, I appreciate it, but I cannot take the credit. It's all God. It's not me.
Right.
So I have to give all of that to God. That's number one. But number two, I love what I do, yes, but I love to change lives. So I really encourage everyone out there, like if you don't know your purpose, discover it. It's already in you. So find out what it is you need to do, whether it is supporting a business that has good morals and values to yourself, or if it's you starting your own endeavors, just do it. Don't hesitate. Just do it, because fear will overtake us.
Right.
And we will stop, and we will be stagnant, we will be stuck, and you might get caught up in inflation if you don't just do it. So I just want to encourage people to just do it.
Beautiful.
Awesome.
Beautiful. I
And
love
that's,
that.
That's something you can take to the bank with a lot of
Yes.
things.
Good brother Ra.
So absolutely, I definitely love this segment. I love to have conversations about business, Black GDP,
Yes.
those other things we talked about. So that's good. And I want to touch to the fear portion of it. It's fear is definitely something that prevents people from being able to move forward. But it's false, like a false belief that something is going to be actualized and it can cripple you. You will not move forward in any endeavor because you're fearing rejection or failure and et cetera and so forth. And those things are going to, like pretty much prevent you from moving forward. I forget who's broke down the acronym, but it's false evidence appearing real. We have to really understand where fear comes from and, how those internal mechanisms within us, might actually stop us from moving forward. So don't allow that to affect your journey and continue on.
Absolutely.
I also wanted to thank Chelsey again for coming on to the show. That was
Definitely
amazing.
appreciate you. Erica, any last words?
Well, I definitely want to thank Chelsey for coming on. I feel very empowered to kickstart something, so I'm definitely going to be meeting with you.
10% for me and Colin because we definitely made some things happen. He was pushing you last week, and I brought a resource, and you're giving.
I will give you the 20, and he can get 0. But also before
take that, by the
before
way.
I
I'll take
before I close, I did forget to mention one other event. I'm sorry, but so Childish Glow is having a Black Poetry Slam. Childish Glow is located 1044 Broadway in Bayonne, New Jersey. Once again, Childish Glow owner Kiana McCullough is hosting a Black Poetry Slam. Okay, and that will be February 28th at 7 p.m. And it is hosted by yours truly. Okay.
Oh,
For those of
come
you
on
who
now.
do not know, I am a
I heard
poet.
that. I was gonna go until I mean,
Yes, I am a
support
poet.
Childish Glow.
I
Bro,
go
we
by
can go for free.
Ecclesi. So I'm Ecclesi on Instagram. That's E_KLEEZI. Please come out. This is a free event. It is free 99. So come out, calling all poets, all singers, anybody who wants to come and just share their talents, or if you just want to come for a vibe and the energy,
bring my
come
kazoo?
through. Come through, yes. Bring your
right.
kazoo, just don't bring your attitude.
Okay.
Once again, that's 1044 Broadway, Childish Glow, February 28th at 7 p.m. And your host is yours truly. And I am going to point out one more time, tomorrow the commission is meeting. We are still supporting Officer Anthony Smith. Okay, tomorrow 4:30 at 567 Pavonia Avenue. Be there. We got to support one another, because if we don't support each other, who's gonna support us? Okay.
This is true.
Team,
All right.
Team Anthony, all the way.
All the way.
I
All
just
the way.
want to say 2 things. Brother Ra, happy born day.
Yes, you want me to sing too?
Brother, hold, please.
Happy
Sing
birthday
that. Sing that.
Here we go.
to you.
We can do it all. We can do it all.
Happy birthday
You actually do have a pleasant voice. Very, very pleasant voice. Okay.
Happy
Stop, brother.
birthday.
Come on now, it's about me. Stop it. It's my birthday. There we go.
Brother Rashid.
Come on now. Go ahead. You better sing that song. Bro.
Happy birthday to you.
And she threw the actual. Ooh, come on now.
You know what? That was a good job.
I deserve it.
That was a good
Thank
job.
you.
Happy birthday, brother.
Thank you. Happy birthday.
And you know why
Thank you,
she sung
both.
so
Thank you
well?
so
Because
much.
I
I
told her to
appreciate
hydrate
it.
herself today.
Oh my God.
That's why. But anyway, yeah, brother. Listen, I'm proud of you. I love you, bro.
Appreciate
Everything
you, bro.
that
You
you
already
do,
know
you know what I mean. I got your back.
Always.
And we appreciate you, man. You're definitely a great brother. A model to so many, man. Continue to do what you're doing, man. Much blessings.
Yes,
Appreciate
And
yes.
listen, Chelsey, fantastic. You were great. I know you might have been nervous, but the viewers loved it. You know what I mean? Erica loved it. I guess that counts for something. And we would love to have you back on the show.
Next
listen,
month, Women's History Month. I need you.
I'm gonna say this to you guys out there, right? Don't allow people to enter your life and kill your dreams.
Right.
Because, we look for support, but sometimes the biggest support that you need is just yourself and God. You be having all these right conversations with wrong people, and they deter you from your success.
Right.
I mean, we have a success builder right here.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Please
That's
reach
an
out. Reach out.
That's what you do.
Yeah. Reach out. Definitely. Allow her to, turn you into the millionaire you're destined to be.
Yes.
Right.
You know what I mean? This is 2023. This is your year to be great.
This is.
So let's move forward and
declared
let's
that
be
at the
great.
beginning of the year.
That's
Yes.
right. So, Erica Bermudez, please close the show.
Peace and love, kings and queens. Catch us our next show starting Women's History Month, March 8th at 7 p.m. Have a good night.
Peace.
Until next.